Okay, so first of all, I said this earlier, maybe a little hyperbolic here, but take LeBron out of the league.
Yeah.
Since MJ retired, what I saw last night was the best performance by a player in the East. Since MJ retired, take all the LeBron games out, the Detroit game. I mean, I sat there and I thought, this was like history, right? Like I wasn't going crazy.
It's what happened last night is not supposed to be allowed to happen in the NBA. Let me just give a comparison I think everyone will get immediately. The difference in height between Steph Curry and Isaiah Thomas is greater than the difference in height between LeBron James and Steph Curry. Let that wash over you for a moment. That's how little this guy is. He's not supposed to be allowed to score 50 in a playoff game. We have a list of all-time greats. We're going to put 10 names on the screen. These are 10 of the 14 greatest players ever. None of them got 50 in a playoff game. Not LeBron, not Shaq.
Kareem never hit 50. Ever.
LeBron missed a free throw against the Nets with a second left, or he would have gotten 50. But it happens. But he never did it. Isaiah did it last night. And I'm watching last night, and one of the things that... And the inspiration of it on his sister's birthday, all of it. But just from a pure basketball perspective, I think we in the media have done fans a bit of a disservice in this regard. We have put such a premium on championships that battles like last night, such as last night, yeah. Because we're like, the Wizards aren't going to win the title. The Celtics aren't going to win the title. No, they're not. But we had two amazing performances by point guards. John Wall wore down the stretch, and Isaiah Thomas excelled down the stretch. But John Wall still finished with 40 and 13, which prior to this postseason hadn't been done in the NBA playoffs in 30-plus years.
Yeah.
And Isaiah was brilliant. And I know neither of these teams are going to win the title, but what we saw last night was special. And a guy at 5'9" doing that in the playoffs, not only has it never happened before, I don't think it's hyperbolic to say it'll never happen again. It was an out-of-body, unreal experience to watch.
Nick Wright watching. I said it yesterday. We give Popovich this Belichickian level of acceptance and standard. And Popovich is obviously good. But Belichick has reinvented his team multiple times. Popovich was reluctant initially to the three. Belichick's the guy that said, we're going to pass on 3rd and 1, and we're going to go for it on 4th, and we're going to use tight ends over diva wide receivers. Say what you want about Brady, Belichick has reinvented himself multiple times. Take out Tim Duncan, things don't look so great. I watch the Spurs, and I think tonight, if they lose the game, the dynasty's over.
So that's, I think maybe the dynasty ended when Duncan left, and which would have been after last season, right? So maybe it was over and we didn't know it yet. But the part that jumps out to me is the Spurs changed a philosophy. They were the built, not bought team. That was what their fans were wearing T-shirts, trying to, throw shade on the Heat. No, we are built, not bought. And then 2 seasons ago, they went out and bought a piece.
Yeah.
LaMarcus Aldridge.
For a lot of money.
And this is a baffling development. Last year in this round of the playoffs, second round Western Conference, LaMarcus Aldridge started the playoffs, 38 points, then 41 points. He was the best player on the court for 2 games involving Kawhi, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook. The best guy was LaMarcus Aldridge. What the hell has happened to him?
It's over.
He had 4 points in game 1.
And it looked like a fighter afraid to get hit.
Last year, I'm not talking 6 years ago, last year in the playoffs, he gave you 26-11 on 53% shooting in the second round of the playoffs. This year in the playoffs, he's given you 13-7 on 44% shooting. How? And it did remind me, there is no better place to be in sports than in the echelon Aldridge is in, Brad Beal is in, because you get paid the same max contract that the stars do.
And no pressure.
Or scrutiny. Look, LaMarcus Aldridge had 4 points. No one cares. Brad Beal missed a relatively easy game winner, which would have stripped all of Isaiah's brilliance away from the game. And I think he was 4 for 12 last night. Nobody cares. Brad Beal's on a $130 million contract. But because he's the 26th best player in the world, no one cares. Like, that is, can you imagine in any other field if you got paid the same as the best in the world? But if your entity fails, no one blames you. And when you play well, people are like, hey, good game, buddy. Like, it's a great spot to be in. I don't know what happened to LaMarcus Aldridge. That's the problem. Because Kawhi Leonard, as good as he is not transcendent on the offensive end. On the defensive end, they have found ways by hiding Ryan Anderson in the corner to minimize his impact. He needs some help. LaMarcus isn't there to help him.
LeBron James, you and I now, our brands are emboldened every time LeBron plays. Like anybody that doubts LeBron, you and I literally watch LeBron and laugh at home. I'm often with me and my cats, laughing uproariously as LeBron drops 35 after 50,000 minutes. So tonight, our friend plays again.
I just hope people can mock me on Twitter. I don't care. I will sacrifice my own personal reputation to try to reach some people through the television screen or radio waves. Please appreciate what we're getting to see. We don't know how much longer this is going to go on. What we are getting to see is, worst case scenario, the second greatest in the history of the world.
In the history of the sport we all love. This is the second best player. Maybe the first.
Right. Worst case scenario, second best. Doing things that have never been done. You realize tonight LeBron James is going to pass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for points in the playoffs. Kareem won 6 titles. Kareem was so great, the Lakers, in the biggest play of their season, when he was 40 years old, 14 seconds left against the Pistons, ran a play for him because he was that great. LeBron James, probably mid-third quarter tonight, is going to pass him in total playoff points. What we're seeing from LeBron, I saw a tweet. We can put up his playoff numbers in a minute. Someone sent me this tweet, and I'm not picking on this guy. Someone sent me this tweet.
Oh, I don't like Bobby Axe either.
This is from 4 years ago. I can't wait till LeBron's 32, when his athleticism is gone. We'll see how unguardable he is then. But that was conventional wisdom. Conventional wisdom was, okay, this was in 2013. He had just won a second title. People were like, okay, this is cute, but we'll see when he slows down. He ain't slowing down, brother. And by the end of these playoffs, he is going to be first in playoff points scored. He's 249 points away from Michael. He's playing a minimum of 11 more games. That's 22 points a game. By the end, look at where he is right now today. All-time playoff rankings. 3rd in points, 3rd in assists, 7th in rebounds, 3rd in steals, 21st in blocks. By the end of these playoffs, he will be 1st in points. He will be 2nd in steals. This is what we're watching. He's played 5 games in these playoffs. 3 of them, he put up lines that have never been done in NBA playoff history. We are watching one of the Mount Rushmore athlete at the peak of his powers. I wake up every morning, there's a Cavs game, saying, I am so grateful. I am so grateful that I just by random chance and luck, I was born in a time where I get to watch this guy every step of the way. And people can think that's silly or funny or fanboy. I watch sports for greatness. There is one overwhelmingly great thing happening in sports right now. It's that guy every other night. I get bummed when they sweep guys. It's like a week without watching. And that's what we're seeing. He's going to pass Kareem today.